And we're live. I would like to say hello to everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to the weekly XRP Army News Community Roundup. And today I am honored to be able to talk to two gentlemen that I have gotten to know a little bit now. One, Jay Chiew, knows trading, and I don't know anything about trading. So to be able to kind of give everyone a little bit of a start today of getting to know who Jay was, we put out his most in an interview, so you guys might be able to get to know him a little bit better. And then the other person we have with us this week is Cryptoice, and he's actually become a pretty good friend of mine since we started this crazy crypto journey. And I love what he's doing with his channel, and I'm very excited to be able to share what he's doing with everybody. So, Jay, would you like to kick it off? And we're going to have you kind of give everybody a little bit of an idea about what trading is all about, and then we'll go from there. All right?
Yeah. Well, in general, there are two terms, trading and investing. Obviously, investing is a slightly longer term, more like a hodler point of view, where some of us may be holding in the long term. We're talking about months and years, whereas when we talk about trading, it's typically within minutes, days, and weeks cycle. So in what we do, a crypto market structure, there are long-term bags that you hold, obviously, like XRP, some of us will be holding much longer term in years to come. And then there are people who love to take action on smaller waves that goes up and down. So that's trading over here. And people just sometimes like to do both. And personally, I am most of 80% longer investing, meaning going up in moonshots all the way to next year. But sometimes I have to go in and out depending on the opportunity. So, yeah. And where we are today in the crypto market, I think we are in the early part of the bull run. So there's a lot of excitement we probably see coming, not just from Bitcoin, but the current state where most of the altcoins are coming down is indicating that the shakeout is happening and the next move will be on the upside. So watch out. Yeah, go ahead, Scott.
I'm tweeting out that we're open and live for business. Okay, so Jay, I know absolutely nothing about trading. So
Yeah.
how did you begin to get into that? And what
Right.
did you learn in the beginning from being a beginner to where you now are an expert, where you teach other people to do it?
Yeah. It's I come from traditional how do you say, traditional finance, where people look at stocks, futures, index. Personally, I've been in the gold and silver as well. So I come from that part of the world for 15 years, partly because crypto, in the last cycle and before, it's not that popular, right? In some countries, it's saying, hey, crypto is illegal, crypto is it's no good, it's a scam. So I did not come in until last year, but before the last 15 years, I've been trading technically in that area. And in the world of especially Forex and metals, especially Forex, the amount of technical analysis and discipline in what you're doing is so critical that it forces you to learn a lot about understanding how the market structure works. So that's sort of where we come from. Pretty much all the technical indicators that you can name off, from simple moving average to RSI, MACD, Bollinger Bands, Elliott Wave. I've done it. I've done programming of strategies, and all of them eventually lead into some deep understanding on how the structure works. And what happened is, when I look at the crypto market in terms of how the price and the chart develops, it's really surprising to find how similar it is compared to gold and silver. So when I was investing gold and silver, the last 5 years, I look at the charts pretty much every day, and I understand how it moves. And then when I look at charts like XRP, or Digibyte or other coins, I say, hey, it's really similar to what the metals market is doing. So that transition into crypto was fairly easy for me. But what I understand in the crypto market, a lot of investors do not come from traditional markets. They come straight from crypto, right? So when I see people investing, they are either hodling, they are buying a lot of coins, or they are buying 2 coins. So, and then they hold on. And I can understand that, because if you don't have a map to know how things are moving, well, I guess you are here for the long term. So what we are trying to do in the market structure is to provide a map on how the market is developing, so that we solve 2 main problems. Number one is when to get out before it corrects. And that's the biggest problem. A lot of my investors come from the previous cycle, where they saw their money going up, 5, 10, 15, 20 times up and beyond, catching the last cycle, and just to see it coming back all the way down. So understanding the map and the structure is what I bring to the community, and that comes from a lot of years in the traditional market, bringing that concept in. So that's how you do it. There isn't a lot of, I find, a knowledge in crypto world, but if you go into forex world and the traditional world, there's a tremendous amount of methods, if you want, to try to understand how the market goes. So I think that's what I'm trying to bring to the table, to the community. Yeah.
And so, Jay, one of the things as well, that when we were doing the moment in time in your interview, one of the things that I got so excited about, I almost went to the bathroom on myself.
Yeah.
You kind of gave us an idea of what you kind of felt like, maybe that the direction of where the XRP price was going, December or January. Would you like to share that with everyone here and let them kind of know how you felt about that?
Yeah. In the market structure in general, I always talk about the 3 moonshots, and there is a common structure, not just in XRP. If any of us go back into the 2016 and 17 bull cycle, you would be able to see the 3 peaks very distinctly. I mean, it's almost fair to say if you are blind, you could still see, the 3 peaks, the 3 push going up, and that structure is going across all the major crypto. So the first push is coming up, which is what we call the moonshot 1, and that should be coming up I'm still looking at December. Pretty confident, but of course, January could be it as well. So somewhere around that time frame, I'm looking at it trying to hit the all-time high, which is obviously around $3.30, before it corrects itself by 50% down into the $1 high $1 range. And that's just the nature of the beast, which is, we all know, it's very volatile. But that's where it's going. I have no concern at all around the current price action. I'm quite sure current investors are looking at, potentially the traditional stock market has not been doing quite well recently, and people are concerned about the correlation between, Dow Jones, S&P with the crypto, and I don't see it that way. I just see that they both happen to come down at this point. But well, I would just say, mark my words, the crypto will be holding very well from now on, and the next couple of weeks, we should see some stability, and once XRP push up, it'll be really fast. So yeah, 330 around there ish would be my target, and but there'll be a significant correction after that. Yeah.
And so when you and I were talking, what did you tell me you thought it would be before the end of January, dollar wise?
This January, well, somewhere around December and January, yeah, US dollars $3.30, which is roughly around all-time high, would be the first moonshot. Yeah, but next year we're talking about the final moonshot 3, and that's why I'm looking at $55 around there, and that's what I'm looking at now. I'm looking at also triple digit. Personally, I do think it has the potential to hit triple digit above $100. I'm not sure we'll hit 1,000. So it's really unlikely. I'm sure there are people who think it's going to hit $1,000. I don't think so. Maybe the next cycle, but not this cycle. So the whole, if people go and look back, how long does it take for the altcoins to go up from back in the previous cycle? It took, I think, 10 months for XRP to go up to moonshot 3. So sometime between January until October next year or November next year, that's where we are looking at for moonshot 3, the all-time high for $55. So November 2021, $55 and above is where we are looking at.
Jay, I had a real quick question. So 330, hopefully by the end of January, then we're going to have a little bit of a retraction and then head up to $55.
Yeah, there'll be moonshot 2 first. So yeah, January moonshot 2 happens sometime heading towards summer, US summer. Yeah, we're talking about April, May next year. That's moonshot 2. And I can't remember the number on top of my head. I think it's somewhere around $17 or something. But in terms of moonshot 3, it's 55 next November ish. Yeah. So,
and Jay, that's based on how many years of trading experience and watching charts and looking at them.
Yeah, more than 15 years. I have been looking at charts for more than 15 years. Not just looking at charts, programming strategies. If there is, if there's one indicator you show me, that's probably I know about it, right? So I've pretty much learned most of the indicators. And today I don't use any of those indicators at all. And I tell people who are traders, who are investors, and they're using traditional technique like trend lines and moving average, Bollinger Band. It doesn't work, unless you really have a method where it's absolutely consistent. But I find most of those methods do not work. They are extremely subjective, and I'll share a little bit of insights with you guys when I was speaking to some of the insiders many years ago. This is talking about more than 10 years ago, right? On why the retail market exists. For example, there are a lot of exchanges out there, and the exchange is not there to help you make money, just to be very clear. What the exchange is there is to get the retail players to come in, right? Is to bring your money into the game. It's like a poker table. The exchange that we find, whether it's Binance or whatever other forms of derivatives exchange, it's basically a poker table. They want you to come and sit down. Now, if I don't give you indicators, a lot of indicators, you don't know how to decide and come onto the table, right? So what they do is, I learned from Insider, is they create a lot of tools such as moving average, Bollinger Band, RSI, MACD, and all of this, right? That gives you this kind of tool so that it gives you an idea of how to decide so that you can bring your money into the game, all right? But it's not really there that's going to help you make money. It's there just to bring you into the game. So eventually I learned, after reading the chart and all this stuff, I got rid of all the indicators and just look at pure price action and patterns. And that's all there is. We just draw a bunch of lines and yeah. So yeah, basically that's it. And after 16 years or more of trading, that's what it is. I just use pure patterns and look at how the price goes, and that's it. So it becomes very simple. Yeah. So I still teach, in fact, over the weekend, very simple ways on just how to frame the market. It's all about framing. Once you frame the market, I tell people it's like reading newspaper, right? Once it is framed, you know how to read a newspaper. There's basically headlines, subtitles, and then content, right? Where's the headline in the charts? Well, here's what the headlines are. And once you learn it, you get some pretty good insights. Yeah. It's like one of the great authors say it took me 20 years to write 10 pages, sort of kind of deal. And that's what it is.
Okay, and I've got from Shavo Mofo, I have a question, Jay, and Cryptoice, if you want to chip in on this too. Does anybody here think there will be a run-up on XRP pre the spark drop?
You want me to take that one first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ice.
My opinion is yes. I think that there's enough people that are building up momentum towards this December 12th date that it may be a short-lived thing, but in my personal opinion, I think that there's going to be a lead up to December 12th.
All right, and Jay?
Yeah. December 12th is a key date for Flare, obviously. Now, if we look at the time frame between now, which is November, so November can be fairly, it can be ranging for XRP potentially. XRP will be doing what we call a slingshot coming up soon, so we'll definitely see some upside. And it's going to be hard to say during December 12 what's going to happen, whether the XRP will finish its slingshot first, which is the first push to 73 cents, right? So from now until 73 cents, that's a slingshot. Now it may happen in November, I think, but if Flare comes in December 12 and XRP is doing the correction from slingshot, then it becomes very interesting. In other words, now I'm looking at Flare tagging or pegging against XRP value. In other words, when XRP goes up, Flare should go up as well. So one way I would trade that is if you're holding XRP and Flare, you might say, okay, let me sell off when XRP goes to $3.30. For example, that can be one strategy. That's something that probably I will do if I get Flare on December 12th. I will be waiting to get out at the moonshot one when XRP hits it. So that's a strategy I'm working on. That's because we don't have a reference currently for Flare, so therefore we are using XRP as a benchmark. You're muted, Scott.
You're muted, Scott.
Thank you. Abe asked, what is public money? When Brad Garlinghouse referenced that, and I don't know, so I'm going to throw that over to Isaac Cryptoice and to Jay. It's what is public money that Brad Garlinghouse was talking about. I thought that was fiat.
Jay, take that one away.
Yeah, I've got no idea. I haven't seen Brad's latest interview. I would love to listen to that. The last I heard him was on the CNBC talking about him leaving US. That's pretty much it. I would love to have better context, I'll say. Um, so if Abe, you want to provide the context or link, I would happy to pick it up and have a look at that. I'll post it in my Twitter, and we can have a chat on that as well. Yeah. So I haven't heard about Brad talking about that.
And I had a question. Hello from Al Dente Portofino. I'm glad you're here and thank you for coming. He said, hello, why XRP still very low?
Yeah. I can take that. It's not just XRP is very low. In general, you see all the altcoins are correcting. I've just spoken to my community recently that if you go back into the last cycle, and I'll just quickly glance at my screen here just to provide a date. If you guys go back into 2017, 2016 November, around there, it is roughly where we are in terms of Bitcoin's position. Now, why am I using Bitcoin? Is I want you to see in early November 2016 when Bitcoin does this moonshot one, or heading towards its moonshot one, which is right now. Bitcoin is doing its moonshot one towards the 19,000. You will see a correction or ranging in altcoins. So it's not just XRP; it's across the board for altcoins. So that's why you see other coins like Digibyte coming down. You see Ethereum is still hanging there. You will see Neo coming down. So it's not just XRP. Now, XRP will hang in there pretty well, whereas some of the other altcoins may come down a little bit more. But this would be the correction before the push up in the slingshot to 73 cents. So the reason why market has to come down, and this is where a lot of people don't understand, the reason why market comes down is so that it generates a lot of sell pressure, right? Now, if you think about it, if I want to buy on the way up, I need to have sellers coming in, right? How do you buy if there's no sellers coming in? So that's why a lot of times you look at how the chart goes, the market will comes down and then you spike up, right? The reason why it's coming down, it generates a lot of fear. People are selling off. The smart money is buying on the way up, and that's how they get liquidity. So for me, it's buying the dip now. I think XRP will hold very well along with the other altcoins. And you just hang in there, you'll be 73 cents. Maybe in November. Yeah, that would be it.
Oh, you're on mute.
Good evening, D. Rich. And can BTC be used as a form of payment on the XRP ledger?
That's a really good question. I don't know exactly the answer to that. I might think not yet. I don't know what you think on that. I know I've heard Brad Kimes talk about this several times, of maybe at some point Bitcoin being on the XRP ledger, but I don't have any knowledge of that at this point.
Yeah. It's going to be tough. BTC, obviously the core technology will not change. You have to be on a different layer for that to happen. So, I'm looking at other interoperable, interledger kind of technology maybe to try to do that. But I don't know, that's going to happen. If there is a specific use case for it, first of all, I don't look at BTC as a form of money in the first place. It can be a form of a payment, but it's not necessarily money. And I don't know, that's going to happen, and whether the use case is there enough to trigger people to use it as a standard for a form of a payment. So yeah, it's a tough one.
One of the things, and I'm not sure of the name, forgive me, of the wallet that Crypto Airy talked about the other day. It was like BitUpay or something like that. But that was, it looked like that in that particular wallet, you could basically use any crypto
Right.
and then be able to have it used that way. Are you familiar with what she was talking about, Jay?
Yeah. That's the Pay ID. Now let me just try to find that. Ooh, I just signed up for it recently, and I thought that's a great idea for those of you who aren't sure. The idea is quite simple, and me being in Australia, it's kind of funny. The big Australian banks are suing Ripple for this idea because in Australia, the concept of Pay ID has been around for many years. Now, the Pay ID is quite simple. It's just that you have like an email ID where you say, okay, that email ID belongs to me, and you can use that for payment once you register that ID. So what XRP did was it take that idea and escalate as a as a global ID, like an email, right? So it's instead of just use it within the Australian bank, that Pay ID now is a concept at a global level. So that's where the true Internet of Value will happen. When I can pay you by just sending it like an email, regardless of whether it's Bitcoin or XRP or Bitcoin Cash. So that's where it's heading. And I like the idea because it doesn't quite matter if you are using BTC, like Scott was just saying, or Ethereum. There'll be a way to just get money into your account. And then you can decide whether you want to move it around into XRP, BCH, or BTC. Yeah, I think there's an app as well. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, but go ahead while I'm trying to look for it.
Okay, and while he's looking for that, Cryptoice, I think it's a good time for us to be able to kind of shift over and share your exciting news and what you're looking to do. And I'm asking everyone on this stream to fully support and get behind what Cryptoice is doing, because if we can all connect and cooperate, and y'all hear me say that a lot, if we can do these kinds of things, then we can all benefit from each other. And as long as we're actively doing that, then our community will get stronger and stronger and stronger. And so it is a great honor to be able to introduce Cryptoice and let him share the vision that he has of what he wants to do with part of the time that he's got. So Cryptoice, the floor is yours.
Awesome. Thank you, Scott. So some of you may know I am a licensed clinical social worker. I've been working with abused kids for like 16 years. So that's part of my crypto story, is that I knew I want to help abused kids around the world. That's my goal. I'm more on like a macro level. And so when I met Scott and he told me about Operation Cooperation and been helping with that, I just loved how it brings us together, a joint cause. And when he, talked about giving all the ad revenue profits to charity, it just made so much sense. I'm like, why don't I do that with my channel? So I made the announcement this last week that 100% of my YouTube channel profits is going to go to fight human trafficking. And I am like at 523 subscribers right now. So I'm trying to get my way up to 1,000 so I can get that going. So any help anyone can give me, I truly appreciate it. And I want to say, I want to deliver unique content. There's a lot of XRP YouTubers that do great sharing the news, but I have a video dropping tomorrow morning talking about the deflationary economy that we are going to live in the future. because of technology. So I hope you check that out, and just I hope that I can be part of. I don't think this takes away at all from Scott's vision of Operation Cooperation. I'm 100% on board, and I want a lot of us YouTubers have these platforms. Jerry Hall's another one. He financial literacy for all is an amazing thing that he's trying to do. So I just think we can all come together with charity. It just brings us together. So Scott, I appreciate you allowing me to talk about this on the channel. So do you have any thoughts, anything?
I do. Again, one of the great things that I'm honored with is that you have now kind of seen the idea that if we can work together for good. And so what I'm really hoping, every single person on this channel, if you are not subscribed to Cryptoice's YouTube channel, then give Cryptoice a subscribe and tell other people in our XRP community what he's doing, because he's trying to help human trafficking. And see, if we connect and cooperate with each other, we can have such an incredible impact on what's going on in the rest of the world. But we can't do that if we're all just, in a sense, in walled gardens. If we all connect, it's like, I've been trying to figure out the best way to be able to describe this accurately, but think about television stations in every 50 states. None of them are connected. But if you had a television station, a big conglomerate like CBS that connected all of them, then all of the news from all different places could all be gathered in that one place, and all the satellite people could be putting the information out. And that network of television stations, one in each state, all connected together. I mean, it's like an electrical system. If they're all working together, the light is brighter. And that's one of the things that I'm so honored about with what Cryptoice is doing, is I decided to pledge all of the money that I'm getting from YouTube, which it is all going to depend on how much everybody watches the videos. But the more people watch, the more I'm going to be able to get, we are going to be able to give, because it takes that cooperation with each other. I'm making stories about people in the community with people in the community, giving all of you the opportunity to get to know everybody better. And as you watch, YouTube is giving us money. So I'm hoping that everybody sees that and feels like that it's worth watching the Moment in Time videos Monday through Friday. And now that Cryptoice has decided that he likes the idea of trying to be a giver, that you will all support him, because it's not taking any money out of any of our pockets. It's just taking some of our time to watch the content. So I want to thank Cryptoice. Sorry, I did that twice.
That's okay.
All right.
No, I liked your comment, Scott, earlier, that like when we cooperate and come together, the upside is limitless. And I truly believe that there's an energy that if we come together, we can accomplish more than we ever would individually. So, yeah, I appreciate everybody's support. I just love the XRP community. So.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, I would chime in, Scott, just on that. Personally, I think people truly underestimate the collective aspects, not just at the energetic level, but also at the mental level, and at a much deeper level. Now, yeah, I've been around for quite a number of years, and I won't go too much into details, but it is the collective aspects of being able to bring people together is one of the highest principle I see personally, and I live on principles. For example, principle of cycles, right? I analyze the cycle, the market cycle, up and down, so that you can invest correctly. There are many principles in life, but one of the highest is the collectivism, that people come together, and the amount of synergistic energy that people bring is so much higher. And whichever that people resonate towards, what cause, I just tell people, hey, you find the person, you find the leader, you find your peers that resonates with you, and come together and build something amazing. That's the reason why, for example, I'm running crypto market structure, and I keep telling my my investors, my community, I'm not running a business, I'm running a community, right? I want people to know that I'm not the boss here, right? Whatever I say doesn't necessarily mean to be true. It's just my opinion. But let's come together and discuss. So the community concept is extremely powerful, regardless of which one that resonates to you. So yeah, I would encourage people to reach out if this resonates to you.
Thank you, Jay.
Go ahead, Scott. Mm-hmm.
Hold on one second. I'm grabbing a link to Isaac's channel, or Cryptoice's channel.
All right.
Oh,
Here we go.
Yeah. Is it in Twitter as well?
I just got it right there.
I just got it. All right. Nice.
And so everybody, I strongly, strongly encourage everyone to please subscribe and tell all of your XRP friends to subscribe. We want to try and see how fast we can get Isaac or Cryptoice's channel up over 1,000, so he can begin to earn some money to be able to give to charity for a really worthy cause. Now, one thing that I wanted to do real quick, that kind of leads into what I wanted to share with everybody. I worked out something that I wanted to share with everybody that I hope will mean something to everyone. I'm just going to share my screen and play it, and then you guys can give me your feedback on how you feel about it. All right. And everyone here on this stream is seeing this first, and I hope that you like it. Can you see it?
Nice.
Isaac?
Yep.
yes, we can see it.
All right, so you can see that now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's play this, and you can see there are 5 views. It's unlisted. I haven't made this public yet, but I hope all of you enjoy this, and we'll make good use of it together.
Turn it up.
This is a message from me, Dr. Deepak Chopra, to the XRP community. Dear Scott Powell, I appreciate your intention with Operation Cooperation, bringing people together to act as one is a great idea. We are here to cooperate. It's our way. It's in our DNA. Connected and cooperating, the upside is limitless. So keep teaching and keep doing what you're doing. This is the future. Complementing everyone's strengths, shared vision, emotional bonding, cooperation, instead of predatory competition, a collective platform for cooperation and a new ecosystem of shared vision, emotional bonding, and diversity. Nothing can stop you. Infinite possibilities coming your way. God bless and thank you.
That's awesome, Scott.
So
Yeah.
I hope that everyone who's heard me say Operation Cooperation, and we can all do more together than we can separately. I'm hoping now that we've seen Deepak say it, that it'll have a little bit more punch. And there's the link to the video. I'm not going to make that tomorrow, public until tomorrow. But since all of you decided to come here and join us on the live stream, I wanted to be able to share that with all of you first. And is that better, Ripple Rich? I'm sorry. I had a head cold, and I'm on the upside of it now. So I'm almost over it. I didn't have COVID, thank God. And now I'm on the upside of that. But again, I'm hoping now that everyone can understand the fact that we have Deepak Chopra, who has said XRP. He has said Operation Cooperation. He has said that the upside is limitless and that to cooperate in an ecosystem is where it's at. So I'm glad now, and I'm hoping that everybody will, if you won't listen to me, maybe people will listen to Deepak. I know I've listened to him about a lot of stuff and really respect him and have learned a lot from him. So I'm hoping that everybody will use that testimonial as something that can help introduce new people. Because if you share something that Deepak Chopra says, you probably got a good chance at being able to open a conversation with another person. All right.
That's great.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from Deepak for many, many years now. Maybe, yeah, but those of you who aren't familiar with Deepak, I think he's, he has been around for, well, over 20 years, I think, to inspire in many aspects of life. And I know I'm a big fan of his, especially when he started his journey early on. Obviously, he's much older now, but I'm a big fan of him. Whilst I think sometimes people find what he said to be very poetic, but I think it's also very deep and meaningful on things that he said. And if you listen to his intention, it's very powerful. And sometimes we might take it for fluff, but sometimes I think poetry can be really powerful. Yeah.
Right. I'll just add to that. I think all of us, in addition to wanting to make money in this space, which we obviously do, all of us want to be part of something bigger than ourselves, and there's so much power in that. And I think in a time when we're so divided as a country and a world, and we can't seem to agree on anything, and we how cool a message will it be to the world that a group of people can come together for charity like this? How many times has that happened, Scott, that a group like this has been able to do that?
Well, it's funny you say that, Cryptoice, because I've never seen, and I've been online for a long time, and yes, Abe, I agree with that. I have never seen, in my experience online, and I've probably been online for 15 years, I've never seen a group in social media actually come together as a true community with one voice. And what I'm saying there is, I mean, just imagine if we've got people in our community that are getting 10,000 views a day, right, on videos or more, right? Well, what if we were getting 10,000 views on videos that generated money to give to charity? And again, I and Cryptoice both are not saying don't stop looking at the information in the news videos that you're watching now. Don't do that at all. But in addition, if I was willing to give 10, 12 minutes a day, 5 days a week to watch money that generated for charity, and then I run a digital marketing company and I've got the ability to write press releases, I can get new press releases out about our good works together right? And then everybody in the community share it with as many people as they can. We have got the biggest microphone potentially in the history of the world if we all connect together. But the walled garden approach, and I wrote this in Twitter today, the last 3 years, from 2017 to now, how has it gone? Well, we've had some YouTubers get a bunch of subscribers, and I'm not knocking them. Congratulations. I watch their videos every day. Big fans. But if those people, if they had gone back, the top 12 YouTubers 3 years ago, and they had all worked together, do you have any idea how much more information they could have gotten out over the last 36 months than they did? You can't get the same amount of information out, individually as you can with a network. And that's what I'm trying to help everyone understand. Every person in this stream, you are your own broadcast channel. And if we can find a way to be able to send the information out together just a little bit at a time. And for about a month and a half now, I've been tweeting out 95% me, 5% we. And if we can make that simple shift in consciousness, that 5%, if we all collectively gave to that a little bit each day, that 5% would get more information out to new people than any of the people working 100% of their own. And simple math. All right, if I'm going to try to lift 5,000 pounds, I'm never going to be able to do it. Just not going to happen unless I get a forklift. But if I get 5,000 people together and we lift it together, how easy is it? All right, so if we can look at getting information out to new people in the world in that vein, in that respect, we're better off sharing together than we are separately. But it's okay to keep sharing separately. Just look at the potential of that 5% if we work together. And Jay, with your background, does it sound like that I'm a law of attraction woo-woo complete nut job? Or does that what I just said just make absolute practical sense?
Yeah. Whether it's woo-woo or whether it's science, end of the day, we project out and we attract, right, whatever people that resonates with us. And I'll just come back to some of your earlier points and just speak about, the money that potentially we're going to make. The money is nothing more than a tool, and I hope people understand that. It's a tool for you to do something. Now, whatever you're going to use it for, a lot of times you would heard a lot of, sports stars or whatever superstars with a lot of money. They end up with trouble because the money is just attracting the wrong kind of activities. And people need to understand that when you start to make a lot of money, how do you communicate? How do you stay grounded? And yet reach out to the right type of people, right type of intention, right type of connection, so that you're latched on to something that is meaningful to you. And that's what I'm trying to get the message beyond just the money, is what is eventually meaningful at the end of the day when we all eventually die, right? What is it that the legacy that we're going to leave behind? And for me, these are something that is deep, but it's something that we all have to search first within us, and then to reach out to the right people to then work together into building a great vision onwards. So it's not woo-woo. It's for me a meaningful journey of self-discovery. What is it that is important to you? Yeah, we all should make money. We understand that. But once you got it, which it will come, I'm sure, in this bull cycle, what's the best way that's going to serve you? So that you can not just have a wonderful family and, have a nice life. Everyone wants that, right? But I think there's something beyond that you like to leave behind, so that we leave behind Earth at a better place. So for me, that's how I look at it. I'm never excited about big amount of money. Really, I can't see myself buying a Ferrari, for example, if I hit 50 million. I still don't see that, right? If you ask me what my cause is, I'm passionate about something else, and I can talk about the stuff I'm passionate for hours and trying to get people to understand, because at the end of the day, that's what matters. If we can help the future to really expand, and really put it a better place beyond what we have now. The current economic situation is just a shamble. Starting from ourselves, that will be enough. Whatever we can do, that is enough. That's how I see it.
Right. Great thoughts, Jay. I'll add to that. Like, I think there's two kinds of ways to view life. You either view it as a scarcity model where there's only so many pieces of the pie, and if so-and-so gets this piece of pie, then I don't get it. I subscribe to the abundance mentality that
Right.
We can all create our own value and add to each other. For instance, I am looking forward to the day when the people in my community that come to my channel, being able to share those people with the YouTubers in the space. Like, I want to introduce them to them, say, hey, this is what this guy does. Please watch him. He's really good at it. And because all these YouTubers bring something special to the table, even something that maybe I don't. So I'll be like, hey, for passive income, this is the guy you want to go to for that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that. And sorry, I got bumped off. I'm back on. And here's one of the things too that I wanted to share with everybody. We're almost at the end of creating the first flip book edition of Moment in Time Stories. We're going to be providing all of those free for everybody because I've been in sales for 35 years. And I know I don't look like I'm 35. That's a joke. But we're putting these together to be able to give to everybody so you can share with other people a book of stories. Because when people read a story of people that they're like, they're more open. Their brain is more open to continuing that conversation. So we're going to put together these book of stories and make them available to everybody for free, so we can help with the adoption of XRP out into the world. We're almost ready to do that. And we also have in formulation our first fundraiser. We're not quite ready to open that up yet, but we're getting there. And the idea, is if our XRP Army community can come together and our response is to give to charity, and then we can publicize it with press releases and show the world what our community is all about, I feel like that's a good thing. And I don't see the Bitcoin community doing that. I don't see the Litecoin community doing that. I don't see the XLM community doing that. So we frankly are the most hated community in the crypto world, right? Because we're the banker coin guys. All right. So what if then we decide to respond back to the world with love and kindness and giving to charity? And the way that I'm working it out, right? I'm not going to be some of the donations, most of it, I'm not asking you to give anything out of your pocket. You can generate the money if you watch our videos. You see what I mean? We get 10,000 people watching these videos 5 days a week. They're 10 minutes or less. We'll raise the money for the charity, for the fundraiser, without anybody giving any money out of their own pocket.
Right.
I mean, would that be a cool thing for us to do and then publicize that out to the rest of the world? And if we did it, you tell me, if we did it and we let Brad Garlinghouse and David Schwartz and Chris Larson know, do you think that they would be going like this? Or do you think that they would be happier and prouder of us as human beings coming together if 2 or 3 of us got 100,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel? I mean, sorry, but that just doesn't seem to me to be as fulfilling a pursuit as all of us coming together and working together to accomplish some good together. And in the meantime, guess what we do? We identify, if I run into anybody that has a kid with special needs, I'm going to call Cryptoice. If I've got anything at all going on that I need to know about trading, I'm calling Jay. How about our real estate gal in Las Vegas, Queenie Crypto, right? I'm calling her up if I've got any kind of question about real estate, or Mr. B maybe, right? He's in real estate. Right. As we can identify, and that was one of the things that Deepak said in his testimonial video, we can find out what each other's strengths are, and then we can go to a trusted person in our community to be able to get trusted advice from. And that is gold. And think about it. If XRP goes to $55 by June of next year, do you have any idea how much money people are going to be having? It's going to be a lot of money. But what are you going to do with it after that? If you don't have a plan, and that's one of the reasons I love Jerry Hall so much, because he's helping everybody to try to come up with some kind of a after moon monetary plan. Because if you do not do that, you know what's going to happen? I know Isaac does. What's going to happen, Isaac?
Sudden wealth syndrome, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
5 years later, you're going to be broker than you are when you got the money, because you're the one that's broke, not the fact that you've got a whole bunch more money. If we gave you a whole bunch more money right now, we could track you, 10 of you. 5 years from now, 9 of you would be in more debt than you are right now. So we've got to learn to be different human beings as we progress through this evolution of moving into the digital revolution. And a personal growth is a part of it. And the ones that don't get it and scoff at it, hey, that's okay. No problem. But the rest of us who understand that I need to become a better person. I need to become better at giving more and helping more people. And I'll say one last thing, and then I'll be quiet and let you guys say whatever closing comments that you guys have. I read this thing one time that really had a strong impact on me. A greedy turd makes $10,000 in a day and tells everybody he knows. A leader helps 10 people make $1,000 and doesn't tell anybody because he doesn't have to.
Right.
That's what I feel like we have lacked in our XRP community is leadership. We need to be able to pull together, combine our collective energy a couple of minutes a day, 5 days a week, and begin to do good things together. And then as we grow, we can become one of the most impactful communities in the history of the world. And I'm not saying that lightly. I really believe that with every fiber of my being. And you can ask Cryptoice. He's known me longer than most of y'all. I wake up and I work my tail off every day to try to make sure I'm making this stuff happen. And I've spent my time, I've spent my money, now I'm donating all of my YouTube revenue. I've inspired him to do the same thing. That's the kind of thing that's important, not the fact that I've got $1,000 more in my bank account. You know why? I'm going to expire at some point. I'm 58 years old. You know what I want to do by the time I die? My goal is to make a positive impact on 1 billion people's lives before I die. And you know how I can do it? I can do that by bringing this community together, and we all work together. We can impact positively together the lives of 1 billion people. But none of us are going to be able to do that alone. I don't care if any individual gets 10 million YouTube subscribers individually. That's not going to make the impact that 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 people can make together. And the cool part about it is it's only a little bit from each because it adds up. Y'all have any idea how much 5% times 10,000 is? We grow our community to 10,000 people giving 5% to the whole, to the goodness of humanity. And that fulfills a person. And I'm not going to get into a lot of my own personal story, but I made a lot of money in my life. A lot of money has never made me happy. Never. It's just stressed me out. Now I got more expensive toys I got to continue to make this money to pay for. You can't go down that rabbit hole. And look, there's a difference, okay? There's a difference in learning from one's own mistakes. It takes a smart man to do that. And Jay, I know you've heard this quote. It takes a smart man to learn from his own mistakes, but it takes a genius to learn from the mistakes of others. And at 58 years old, that's one of the things that I'm trying to help all of you understand is you are not going to be happy if you just make a whole bunch more money. You will be fulfilled through the service of helping and inspiring other people. Like, and I'm going to get choked up if I talk too much about this because my love for Cryptoice has grown since we started meeting each other. And I'm an emotional guy. I'm not, I mean, a logical thinker. I'm not an emotional guy. But when he sent me a note on Twitter saying, Scott, you have inspired me and I'm going to start my channel, get my 1,000 subscribers and give the money to help trouble human trafficking. I cried when I saw that. And I'm telling you, that never happens. Sometimes I think there's something wrong with me because I'm not emotional. I'm logical. But what Isaac did, that did it. And that's worth more than money. That right there, what he did. And then to be able to continue on, to be able to help him do that, that's more important than money. People are more important than money. The caveman taught us to compete for resources since he walked out of the cave. Using that competitive mindset, 3% of the humanity has 97% of the money. It's not just the fiat system that's wrong. It's the competing that we've been doing with each other. We've got enough. We need to learn how to share it with each other better and help each other and encourage each other. My dad is a minister. Can you tell I got a little preacher in me?
Fantastic.
All right, well, I'm done. So, Isaac, I'd like you to kind of say a closing comment, and Jay, then you can say a closing comment, and because I don't want to keep these things over more than an hour.
Okay.
Elbow call. Sorry. So Isaac, if you'd like to say kind of a final statement to everyone, and then Jay, you can wrap us up, and then we'll see everybody next week. Oh, we've got Patty, who is involved with Coil and Cinnamon, and she's bringing, I think it's a guy named Crypto Adam next week, so we can all learn a little bit more about what's going on with Coil and with Cinnamon. And having said that, I love all of you. I hope you will all cooperate. Ripple Rich's Moment in Time hits 9 o'clock tomorrow Eastern. I'm asking all of you to watch it, retweet it, copy the link, and tweet the link out yourself. And if we all just begin to do that together, it takes less than 3 minutes to do that, to cooperate, plus the time to watch the video. And if we can all begin to do that together, we're going to change the world together. So, Cryptoice, take it away.
Perfect. Thank you, Scott. I first just want to say, if there's a lot of new people in this stream, like this is a big part of why I'm here is I want to help people that are new to the space. I want to answer questions. If I can't answer your question, I'm going to find someone that can answer it. And kind of like what Scott said, I think we're talking about balance. You know, it's not that we can't enjoy our money and have vacations and do nice things. Those are all very meaningful. But I think having gratitude and giving back, if that's not part of your life portfolio, if you want to call it that, then something's amiss, right? And you feel it. So I think that's kind of the same message I have is when you give, you get back. And thank you all for your support. And Scott, I appreciate you letting me on here. And Jay, it was great to meet you. So.
Hey, yeah, that's great. Coming from the financial market, I'll just say those of you who are investors that is looking at the market now, I'll just say hang in there. It's fairly volatile. Don't worry about where XRP is going. It will come. Watch out for the next month or two. Yeah, so I'm here to reach out as well, community-wise, because my expertise is in the market. And a lot of times people are blind in the market and they can't see where it's going. So if I can reach out and provide clarity and comfort around where we are, that's it. I can keep you in the game so that you can get to your targets, to your reaches, whatever it is. But yeah, I'm here to reach out just like anyone else. Reach out to whatever that resonates to you. Because that's how we can grow. That's how we help one another. And obviously the community, it's a both-way street. It's a two-way street. And I listen to you as much as, others. And that's how we learn and grow. So, Scott, Ice, I listen to what you guys do, and, I keep it in my mind, and, I'll tell others and what some of the good work that you guys are doing, and within my ability, we will expand the community. Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
All right, Scott, back to you. You're muted.
Oh,
thank you, Jay. Go ahead, Isaac.
Oh, I already said my part, but yeah, I'm grateful to be here, and look forward to this bull run. Thank you.
All right.
And God bless everybody. And remember, cooperation is the way. It's in our DNA. If you look at your hand, all of the cells in your hand, they're all cooperating with each other. They're not competing with each other. We were designed to cooperate from the biology up. The only thing is we have not been doing that sociologically very well. We've got all of these, we're separating ourselves with color and creed and religion and all that stuff. We need to let all that stuff go and come together and start treating each other like we want to be treated. And as long as we can do that, and if we can find enough well-funded, like-minded people, we are going to change the world. We're already doing it. Did you see what happened with Isaac? I mean, that's the ticket. Let's make copies. His heart, he connected his head and his heart, and he took action to do something good. All right. And you all have the ability to do that. And you'll get the support of other people that want to do it too. Right? I mean, Deepak said it. Together, it's limitless. All right. So everybody, please go take a look at Ripple Rich's video in the morning. He is a fantastic human being with an incredible story. And I'm maybe one day I'm going to get a longer interview live with him to be able to go over more of his life story. What a great guy. And I'm very much honored to be able to share his story with everyone tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern time. And next week, remember, Patty, right? She did. I'm going to be releasing her moment in time in Portuguese. And that's another thing. Any of y'all speak another language besides English? We've gotten a French video out there now. We've got a Greek video out there now. We've got Spanish videos coming up. I need as many different people who speak a different language to tell our stories so we can put them in a book of stories and share it with people who don't speak English, or maybe English isn't their first language. A person whose English is not their first language, Spanish is, and they know a little bit of English, they're going to listen to a Spanish-speaking person tell them about XRP and Ripple more than they are me trying to do it. They don't understand Southern, right? But they understand Spanish, right? So let's get some of these other languages with stories so I can accumulate them together and give them to you guys so you can share them with new people. And so Patty with Cinnamon and Coil, and I believe it's Crypto Adam, will be our guest. Excuse me, elbow call. They'll be our guest next week. And Isaac and Jay, thank you. Thank you, brothers. And everyone take
Thanks,
care.
Scott.
Have a great week. Anyone want to know anything about trading, get in touch with Jay. Anybody want to support Cryptoice in helping combat human trafficking, subscribe to his channel immediately and tell all your friends to do the same thing. Let's get into 1,000 before next Friday.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Scott. Thanks,
Take
guys.
care, guys.
Talk to you guys
Thanks,
later.
everyone else who joined in. Hey, thank you.
Take care now. Thank you, Riz.